Hello, welcome back. In this video, I'll be showing you how to send email notification from our facility maintenance app. Ahead of this, we've gone ahead to create our lists on SharePoint containing all of our items or all of our columns that we needed. And we've also gone ahead to build our app on Power Apps to collect all of this information. Now we want to create a flow using Power Automate to send an email notification. Once a user logs into the facility maintenance app, they should be able to fill in or make a report or make a complaint. And once they make a complaint, they should receive an email notification confirming that their request has been submitted. And also, the facility maintenance members should also receive a notification telling them that, oh, an item has been raised or a request has been raised. Now, how do we start? First thing first, we go to office.com. Now we get into office.com. Now, we are here on office.com. On office.com, we go to our app launcher. And from app launcher, you see Power Automate. In case you don't see Power Automate here, you can click on all apps. And once you click on all apps, just scroll down and you can click on Power Automate, which brings us to our Power Automate windows. Now our Power Automate windows is wide and here. And next thing, we want to create a flow. Now we go to our create because we want to create a flow. And there are three major types of flows, which I'll talk about. We have the automated cloud flow, like you hear automated, it's being automated. So this is triggered by some automated actions. For example, once you submit a form on Power Apps, or once an item is created on your SharePoint list, those are automated flows or automated triggers. For instance, an action needs to be performed, like clicking on a button for instant cloud flow. Then you have scheduled, and like you hear from the name, scheduled is time interval. So these are flows that are triggered by time interval, like every day the flow should run. For instance, you must click a button for that to run. And now back to automated cloud flow is automated and is dependent on some automated actions, like once an item is created on the SharePoint list or once a form is being submitted. And for this, we are going to be using an automated cloud flow, and that I would click on. The next thing is to give our cloud flow a name, and I will give it the facility maintenance flow. And like I said, we want this flow to trigger when an item is created on SharePoint. And that is what we're going to pick. And the next thing we do is to click on create. And now we are here on our windows with our trigger. And what makes this really easy is all you just need to do at this moment is just to plug in the SharePoint list you need. And you move on from there. Now, for the SharePoint address, I'll click on this drop down. Brings out all of the lists in my environment, and I'll pick the particular one that we're using for this. Now we are on our Power Automate windows, and now we want to plug in our item, and that's one good thing about Power Automate. All you just need to do is just put in all of the information you need here. A very good way to do this for those that are creating a list for the first time and don't have their list associated to SharePoint, click on this drop down and just enter a custom value. Now navigate to your SharePoint list, get the URL, copy that, come back to your Power Automate and paste that there. And once you have that, you can now come here and click on the drop down. Then you see all of your list name, and you can see we have facility maintenance app, which I would click on, and we are good to go. That's our trigger. So our trigger comes up or starts once an item is created on this particular list, facility maintenance app list, which is this particular list you have here. The next thing is, once that happens, we want an email to be sent, right? What do? We click on new step. I'll click on send an email because we want to send an email. Now, the first email we want to send is to whoever created that item. And even though on our SharePoint list, we didn't capture the information of who created the item, we already know that person. And how? Because SharePoint already captures that data for us. So we just click here, add dynamic contents, and you can see created by email address of the user who created this item. So whoever created this item, the email is stored, and we just click on that, and this email is referred to whoever created the item. Then the next thing is subject of the email, that is like the title, and this we will write submission confirmation. So we can just put facility submission confirmation. Facility maintenance submission confirmation. That is just to confirm that the person has submitted. Then one other good thing is we want to make this item specific to whoever created this. So mind you, we didn't capture some data, but I'll show you some tips and tricks around getting some other information. Now I want to send this information to whoever created this particular item. That's there, I want to get the person's name. But mind you, we didn't capture the person's name, right? But there's another way to get that. How do we get that? Just before this send an email, I would click on the step above this, and I would go to get the user profile, because the user already exists in that organization and I want to get that user profile. So I'll just click on get user profile. So you just need to sign in. So if it's your first time, you also need to sign in. So this is a new environment, I'm signing in, and I just need to put the person's email address, which is the same email address that I have here. So you can come here, add dynamic content, and put the person's email address created by the email address. Then when I come back here, there I can now get the person's name, and the person's name is what? Is display name, is full name. And when I come to display name, you see this is the person's name. So there, if I'm the person, there my name, your requests have been submitted successfully. So maybe we want to make it more interactive. We can just bring in some other information like the venue name, and I'll get the venue name from the SharePoint list. The venue name. So because the venue name is a choice, I'll pick the value that is the particular choice that the person made. So the value I'll pick. Maybe I want to also get the damaged observe. Wow, the spelling is very, very funny. Okay, damage observe. And I can just come here and check for the damaged observe, and this is it. And maybe that's just good for me. I'll just put kind regards. That's all, and I'm good. Now we can save this and we can test our flow. So let me go to my app and test my flow. So to test my flow, I'll go to my app, I'll make a new report. I'll click on a particular venue, the chapel, damaged observe, glasses, or the windows broken. Windows are broken. Then I want to get an image. I might not have an image. I don't have an image of the windows being broken, but I'll just use some of the image I have here. Okay, so let me use this particular image here, and I'll submit this request. And you can see my request has been submitted successfully. Now let me open my email. To open my email from my app launcher, I'll just click on Outlook, and I shall receive a notification showing me that, oh, your request has been submitted successfully with some informations. So that's I'm waiting for. And you can also monitor if your flow are triggered. How do you do that? You can come to your flow, you can go back, and you can refresh in case you've not seen it. And you can see my flow triggered 8 seconds ago. And if I go back to my email, you can see I've received an email and I have all of my informations there, calling my name, your request has been submitted successfully, the venue name and the device observed. And now I've been able to automate email notification within a few minutes. Thank you.